A large group of motorcycles taking part in the second annual Salute the Saviours ride from Lower Sackville to New Minas, Nova Scotia, arrived at the Louis Millett Community Complex on Sunday afternoon, which this year raised money for the Returning Warriors Ranch, which is located in Bishopville, Nova Scotia, and helps Canadian warriors suffering from PTSD, traumatic brain injuries, and other trauma-related disorders. The event also featured a free mental health talk hosted by Cracked Armour Clothing and Returning Warriors Ranch founder Mark Long.
Well, Cracked Armour is a clothing company. I started 7 or 8 years ago, 2018, and the purpose behind it originally was just to raise awareness for mental health and PTSD, initially for military veterans and first responders and those in the helping profession. But like I tell people, over the past 7 years, doing the work I do, speaking at conferences, meeting people from all walks of life, mental health is something, as you probably know, that affects everybody, and anybody can experience trauma. So it's kind of more from an awareness campaign to funding property I have in the Annapolis Valley here. It's in Bishopville, Nova Scotia. It's called the Returning Warrior Ranch, and it's basically a peer-support, peer-led program for military veterans and first responders, where they can come here from all over Canada and basically have times to interact and basically share their stories with each other. People have been through similar experiences.
So we started this last year basically to support different charities and stuff. Salute the Saviours. Ride to Rebuild was our first event name, which was basically all supporting the the Nova Scotia wildfires. So we did that for the sake of raising money for the Red Cross. This year we chose a different charity of choice, Cracked Armour, and the Returning Warriors Ranch, which is a peer-to-peer PTSD recovery center. It's opening up this year, be the first of its kind in Canada. I've known Mark for about 5-6 years, and I wanted to do something to support him, so we'll see if we meet our goal of $5,000, and I think we're going to be pretty close to that.
We're going to be holding another conference like this in the next couple of months here in the Valley. I know people sometimes can't make it, so we're trying to do these as often as we can, just to let people know they can come out here, and that's how we, hopefully we'll find people that want to come to the ranch. We're not going to really be out there advertising. I think by holding these events and telling people what the purpose of the ranch, we're going to find the people that need to come to get help.
And with all money raised from this event going towards the Returning Warriors Ranch and the important work being done, the Greenwich Fire Department presented a check of their own to help with this worthy cause.
We feel like it's very important to support mental health initiatives in the fire service and in the emergency services community overall. So if we can give a little bit back to a cause that gives so much back to us, we're very happy to do that.
I started this in 2018, and when I first started, and I go to public events, and I would say that I was selling clothing to raise awareness for mental health and PTSD. That's only, 7 or 8 years ago. People would usually look at me like I had two heads, and even military veterans and first responders. But it wasn't that they disapproved. Now I realize a lot of them are kind of in shock, at the time, somebody's actually out there talking about this stuff, because, as you know, a lot of people don't talk about mental health. There's a real stigma around it. So it's, whether there's 3 bikes here or 100 bikes here, the fact that somebody's showing up and acknowledging that's for PTSD and mental health is pretty awesome. Yeah, I really appreciate it.
And as the Salute the Saviours ride concludes here at the Louis Millett Centre in New Minas, Nova Scotia this afternoon, all money raised today from this ride will go to the Returning Warriors Ranch located in Bishopville, Nova Scotia, which helps for Canadian warriors suffering with PTSD, traumatic brain injury, and all other trauma associated with mental health. And if you'd like more information on either the Salute the Saviours ride, Cracked Armour Clothing, or Returning Warriors Ranch located in Bishopville, Nova Scotia, you can find them all on Facebook or on crackedarmour.com.